7 years. That's how long fans waited to see Fifth Harmony back on the same stage. And when it finally happened, it wasn't at an awards show or a planned comeback tour. It happened in the most unexpected place: a Jonas Brothers concert in Dallas. The crowd went absolutely wild, social media exploded, and for a brief moment, it felt like 2015 all over again. But behind the cheers and nostalgia, there's a bigger story. One filled with rumors, controversy, and questions about whether this reunion is the beginning of something huge, or just a fleeting moment. It was August 31st, 2025. Fans had packed into the Dallas arena expecting a normal stop on the Jonas Brothers' Greetings from Your Hometown tour. But just as the brothers were performing, smoke filled the stage, the lights dropped, and out walked 4 familiar silhouettes dressed in all black. The crowd screamed before the music even kicked in. Then the opening notes of Worth It rang out, and the arena erupted. For the first time since their hiatus in 2018, Normani, Brooke, Dinah Jane, and Lauren Jauregui were standing shoulder to shoulder, commanding the stage like no time had passed. The choreography, the energy, the crowd singing every word. It was a time capsule moment that fans thought they'd never get again. And when they transitioned into work from home, the nostalgia hit a whole new level. But while fans were singing, screaming, and filming every second, there was one glaring detail that couldn't be ignored. Before the performance, the Fifth Harmony Instagram account, silent since 2018, suddenly posted a cryptic message: "Where were you on August 31st, 2025?" paired with the hashtag Fifth Harmony Follow Spree. Within minutes, harmonizers were already suspicious. Something was coming. When the performance finally happened, clips flooded TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. The reunion trended worldwide, with fans calling it unreal, the comeback of the decade, and the nostalgia hit we didn't know we needed. But it wasn't all positive. While some were in tears from joy, others were furious. Comments like, "No Camila equals flop," and "There is no Fifth Harmony without the Fifth" spread just as fast as the excitement. In fact, the online debate over Camila's absence nearly overshadowed the performance itself. Camila Cabello's absence wasn't just noticeable, it was the elephant in the room. She left the group back in 2016 to pursue her solo career, and she's had massive success since, with hits like Havana and Señorita. At the exact time of the Dallas reunion, she was on tour in Australia, making her presence impossible. But fans didn't just want a reunion, they wanted a complete reunion. And without Camila, some felt the performance was incomplete. Social media comments echoed the same frustration. Without Camila, this isn't really Fifth Harmony. Others even suggested the group should rebrand under a different name if she's not coming back. Camila herself has previously spoken about why she left. In an interview, she admitted that being in the group didn't feel fulfilling anymore, saying she wanted to focus on songwriting and a vision that aligned more with her passions. "I started distancing myself," she said, "and it just didn't feel right anymore." So the question remains, if she already made peace with leaving and her solo career is thriving, would she ever rejoin? For now, the answer seems to be no. This reunion didn't come completely out of nowhere. For months, whispers about a Fifth Harmony comeback have been floating around the industry. In late 2023, Brooke and Dinah Jane even collaborated on a Christmas cover, sparking theories that something was in the works. Earlier this year, rumors suggested that the group was in talks for a 2026 tour. Nothing was confirmed, but fans noticed subtle signs: the sudden activity on their social accounts, new merchandise with a fresh logo, and, most notably, shirts reading, "Where were you on August 31st, 2025? It all pointed to something. Now, with this Dallas performance in the books, fans are more convinced than ever that a full-scale reunion is coming. But will it be a one-off moment for nostalgia's sake, or the launch of a bigger plan? To understand why this reunion hit so hard, you have to rewind to where it all began. Back in 2012, 5 teenage girls auditioned separately for Season 2 of the X Factor USA. They didn't make it as solo contestants, but Simon Cowell saw potential. He grouped them together, and Fifth Harmony was born. They didn't win the show. They placed 3rd, but in the long run, it didn't matter. Signed to Psycho and Epic Records, they quickly became one of the biggest girl groups of the 2010s. Hits like Worth It and Work From Home dominated charts worldwide. Their albums Reflection, July 27th, and Fifth Harmony produced platinum singles, world tours, and a dedicated global fan base. At their peak, they weren't just making music. They were a cultural force, and that's why their reunion carries so much weight. For fans who grew up with their music, this was more than just a performance. It was a piece of history coming back to life. But not everything was perfect behind the scenes. Camila's departure in 2016 marked the beginning of cracks in the group. Just 2 years later, in 2018, the rest of the members announced an indefinite hiatus. Each of them wanted to explore life as solo artists. Normani looked poised to be the breakout star. Her singles generated buzz, and in 2024, she finally released her long-awaited debut album, Dopamine. Lauren Jauregui focused on her artistry with smaller but critically respected projects. Ally Brooke explored both music and television. Dinah Jane experimented with her sound and collaborations. Camila, of course, skyrocketed with global hits and Grammy nominations, cementing her place as one of pop's biggest solo stars. Still, while their individual careers had highlights, fans always felt the absence of what they once had together. That's why the Dallas reunion struck such a chord. It reminded people of the magic that only happens when they're on stage as a unit. So why now? Why did Fifth Harmony choose this moment to return? And why at a Jonas Brothers concert? The answer might be strategic. First, pop nostalgia is trending. We've seen other 2010s acts make comebacks, and fans are ready for it. Second, joining the Jonas Brothers on stage gave Fifth Harmony a huge audience and mainstream spotlight without the pressure of launching their own tour right away. It also may have been a test. Labels often use surprise performances to gauge fan reaction before committing to a full comeback. Judging by the online explosion, it's safe to say the demand is still there. And with rumors of 2026 dates already floating, this might have been the first domino in a much bigger plan. Right now, no official announcement has been made. There's no tour schedule, no album release date, and no guarantee this wasn't just a one-off surprise. But one thing is clear, Fifth Harmony's name is back in headlines, and fans are talking about them more than they have in years. Some are thrilled, others are skeptical, and many won't be satisfied until Camila Cabello rejoins the group. But whether or not that ever happens, the Dallas reunion reminded everyone of the power these 4 women still hold together. So, was this just a nostalgic night of throwback magic? Or was it the start of something much bigger? The return of one of the most iconic girl groups of the last decade? Only time will tell.